que eu faria agora para trocar de carro no modo econômico? Eu aproveitaria que o
posicionamento lá da Kate Tapia. E já já a bola rola, já já toda a emoção, já já tudo. Aqui pra você, autores árbitra, bola em jogo. Vamos a partir de agora acompanhar tudo. Vamos acompanhar tudo o que acontecer entre Estados Unidos e Colômbia. Colômbia e Estados Unidos. Domina a jogada para a seleção norte-americana. Placar de 1-0. Placar de 0-0. 19, quase 20 jogados desse primeiro tempo. Segue 0-0, segue tudo como começou aqui na H Esportes, você acompanhando o duelo pela SheBelieves Cup. É a SheBelieves Cup aqui na H Esportes. Zero a 0. 0-0 no placar.
who was the head man prior to him for the Colombian women's national team. Marcela able to lead them to the knockouts for the first time in Olympic history in Paris 2024. And then, of course, went to the finals in the 2025 Copa. Took Brazil, the big bad team in South America. It took a pens to knock out Colombia. So this is a team that is really starting to earn their stripes. Jorleen Carabali just getting enough on that one to clear it away. Lavelle lost her balance, and that'll be that. Crowd noise and the drumming of the fans here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Of the three SheBelieves Cup venues this season, this one's hosted the most, having doubleheaders in 2017, 2018, 2020, and now here in 2026. Caicedo shrugging off Johannes, lays it off to her right. Santos back in the middle. Another nice attempt from Colombia. Germa knocks it away. Offside flag goes up. And I think that's going to be on Caicedo, who was very clearly offside on that second pass, which forced Germa to not fully clear the ball away. You wonder if Santos, off that pass from Caicedo, should have just had to go there. Can't blame her for trying to put it back down the middle to the string puller. Both sides have had some good moments. Colombia doing most of their work on the counterattack. U.S. holding majority of possession. I wouldn't say that they've been overwhelming by any stretch of the imagination. There will be 2 more minutes tacked on before we go to the halftime break. Santos feeling some pressure from Rodman. Germa will do away with that one, but still about 30 seconds of action left to go here. Santos really holding her ground there on the perimeter. Now it's Pavi against Sonnet. Now Restrepo back to Pavi. Looking to make this the last foray of the half. Sonnet got a poke on it, and it's a corner kick for Colombia, their first of the match. Last bit of action here for the first half in Harrison, New Jersey. It'll be Lacey Santos, who has been brimming with confidence in this game so far. What could she whip up here? Be a shot effort, and it sails over top. Ana Guzman lets it fly. The defender couldn't put it on frame. You hear the whistle. That was the last opportunity for either side. Going into the halftime break, it is 0-0 between the United States and Colombia. And what has been a hard-fought battle, emphasis on the hard there. It has been gritty, it's been physical. And so far, nothing separates the two sides. We'll step aside, we'll come back with some highlights, and then we'll get you going with the second half of action here. Here are your highlights from the first 45 minutes of action in the final of 6 games in the 2026 SheBelieves Cup. It's the US and Colombia doing battle. There was a good chance off the free kick from Lacey Santos to Manuel Oniegas. Oniegas, who has been having some one-on-one moments, physical one-on-one moments with Trinity Rodman. We'll see how that storyline develops in the second half of action, but came close to popping that one over Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Well, she popped it over successfully, but couldn't put it on frame. And then this, Santos once again, getting an opportunity created there for Maite Lopez, who nearly had a shot on goal, but Emily Sonnet is so brilliant there to intervene and make sure that she doesn't get a shot off. Then on the other side, Rodman trying to find Sentnor, but instead the captain Danielle Montoya intervenes. Leo Hahn has been very involved in the first half, been a part of some of the more promising attacking buildups for the U.S. She was the one who got that one going here. And then one more opportunity. Avery Patterson getting her first look here in this competition this year and combines with Rose Lavelle, who one times it, but Katarine Tapia able to knock it away. So that's where we're at, 0-0 at halftime. Let's see if either of these sides can separate themselves in the second half. So far, in 3 halves of action, we've had 0 goals today from Harrison, New Jersey, so we'll see if one of these 2 sides give the crowd something to erupt for. We'll be back when the second half resumes. A physical 45 minutes set the tone in this one. Let's see what the second 45 has in store for us. 0-0 between the U.S. women's national team and the Colombian women's national team here to close out the 2026 SheBelieves Cup. We're getting ready to get going again. Had a lot of fun in the first 45. Wouldn't expect anything less here as we get the second half going. Vimarest Diaz, our head official, just has to sound the whistle. And then we'll be off and running once again. Of the 21 players on the field that will be returning, there is one change, and that'll be Tara Rudd subbing on for Naomi Girma. And that first half, Lacey Santos was doing a lot of damage for Colombia offensively, so why not bring on her teammate from Washington Spirit to try and slow her down on the defensive end. Hold your horses. We'll need to take two of that one. There we go. 0-0 between these two sides. Three halves of footy have been played here today in Harrison, New Jersey. No goals to show for it. A lot of gritty defending and some moments that have just been missed. First game was a 0-0 draw between Argentina and Canada. Right now, the United States, a 0-0 result would be more than enough for them to secure their 8th SheBelieves Cup title. The only team that can surpass them is this same Colombian side, but they need to score some goals in order for that to happen. Currently, the U.S. at +3 goal differential. Colombia at -2 due to a 4-1 loss to Canada to start out this competition. My name is Mark Schoenster, excited to be alongside you for the ride. Let's see if either of these sides can really take over and take control in this game. The United States having the bulk of possession, but when looking at the genuine opportunities and chances in the match so far, it would be a pretty even split, you would say. Release on it, square it over. It's now her and Tara Rudd, middle of the pitch. Rudd starting the first game of this competition against Argentina. Didn't get action last match. And Hayes trying to see how all the different configurations the center backs can look here. Who blends well with who? I already know. Got a pretty good combination with Sonnet and Girma, so now how do Rudd and Sonnet pair? And starts and letting everybody get it. Nice touch. Rodman inside of Johannes. Didn't have enough juice on that one to reach either Rodman or Thompson further down. Pavi taps it ahead of Rudd, but Tara Rudd will still be first to the ball. Dangerous stretch of play there for the hosting country. But a breakthrough was not to be in that moment. Still no breakthrough in this game. Sam Coffey was so good in that game against Canada on Wednesday. Once again, trying to help facilitate the moment they need to take the lead in this match. This Colombian team made history at the 2023 World Cup, winning their group, which included Germany, Morocco, and South Korea. They were able to beat South Korea and Germany, including a late winner in that match against the Germans, which was an upset at the time. And they beat Jamaica 1-0 before, of course, falling to England 2-1 in the quarterfinal in what was a really wonderful game. Happening there for Colombia as they're trying to traverse through Javi and Santos, talking about how they want to play off of each other. Double deflection there. Off Lavelle, off of Vanegas, as we see Olivia Moultrie and Jaden Shaw both getting ready to go. Patterson trying to release that one up ahead. It'll be a foul, free kick for the U.S. Upended a bit there by Ana Guzman. Patterson, worth reminding, was not a part of the original 26-player roster, but after it was Wiesner and Bug had to leave early, she alongside Emily Sams got the call up. Combination unsuccessful there for the U.S. Play's going to halt here for a moment as we get some substitutions on the Colombian side. First off, the captain, Daniela Montoya, will sub off. Ilana Izquierdo will take her place. Meanwhile, Gisela Robledo, who had to miss the last match due to suspension, will be subbing on for Maite Lopez. Robledo picking up 2 yellow cards in that first game against Canada, sent off, which certainly didn't help the cause in that game for the Colombians. We'll see if Robledo's contribution today is on the positive side comparatively. Those changes for the U.S. still not ready to go though. Moultrie and Shaw receiving their instructions. Alyssa Thompson will play that one back to Patterson. And they'll get working once again. Lavelle couldn't tap it through the center. Lavelle flips it along to Sendor. It's a double effort to block it, but it wouldn't have counted had it broken through. They get a trio of substitutions. Lindsay Heaps also taking off the penny. It's a good call by the assistant ref there. Shebelieves and Shaw, all capable of adding some new flavor to the attack here for the women's national team. Sentnor cutting it through for Lavelle. Can she get there in time? Not quite. Well, each time we look over to the bench, there's an extra player getting ready to sub in. It's going to be 4 changes for the United States here, once it comes. Play goes on. Johannes rolls it over to Rudd. Jaden Shaw, Lindsay Heaps, Lydia Moultrie, Maddie Galeen, all getting ready to make their entrance. Lavelle, nicely done there, hitting the pause. It's Rodman. Back to Lavelle. Finds Johannes. Lily Johannes. The gate's closed. Now Jorleen Karabali with space to operate. Played the last 3 years at Brighton, but has been picked up by Boston Legacy for their first season. Excited to get the NWSL season started next week. It's a great way to build up some hype and anticipation. Estrepo with the pass through. Instead, intervention from Emily Sonnet. Here's Rose Lavelle. Lovely find to Thompson. Alyssa Thompson tried to curl it. Didn't have enough arc. Another lovely chance for the U.S. Now we will get 3 changes here. That's a great find from Rose Lavelle to find Thompson over there, knifing it across the field to find the young striker. And here come all of the changes. So, coming out, Rose Lavelle, Lily Johannes, Ali Sentnor, and Trinity Rodman. Coming in, Olivia Moultrie, Lindsay Heaps, Jaden Shaw, and I believe Emma Sears. So once again, Jaden Shaw in for Sentnor, Heaps in for Johannes, Moultrie in for Lavelle, and Sears, once again, getting a look on that right-hand side for Rodman. Those two have been trading places at the right wing spot throughout this competition. Thompson and Sam Coffey of the attacking options. The two still out there. Here's Moultrie. Trying to play it up to Sears. Sam Coffey, who played really well on Wednesday. Got asked about Tobin Heath, who was honored before the game started. And she said that Tobin just brought a flair and a swagger to the women's game that we rarely see. I don't think anyone will ever do it like her again. Special player, but an even more special person. So they were excited to celebrate her before the game. I mentioned she deserves all of the flowers, literal and figuratively, because she did get flowers in that pregame ceremony. Thompson cuts it ahead to Shaw. She plays it forward to Heaps. Offside flag goes up. And the Sears will put that one in the back of the net well after the whistle sounded. Somebody just trying to see one go through, and she is a mile offside, which should come to no surprise that the whistle sounded the way it did. Lindsay Heaps with the goal in that first game against Argentina. Nobody has scored more than one goal in the competition this year. Heaps, Shaw, and Sentinor are the 3 goal scorers for the U.S. Here's Heaps now. 2 goal scorers for Colombia in this competition, Lacey Santos and Linda Caicedo, who have been 2 of the brighter players for Colombia in this match so far. Shaw will run this one down. Patterson. Lovely find to Shaw. Jaden Shaw still going. Poked away. Patterson, really nice with the ball at her feet. Moultrie. That cross goes off the face of Jorleen Carabali and out for a corner kick. Here in the second half, it's been all the U.S. asking questions. Thompson rips it in just beyond the head of Heaps. Shaw out to Patterson. Moultrie again. Moultrie colliding there with Guzman. Patterson has been at the right place at the right time several times in this game. Shaw got stuck between 2 targets there on the pass. But she's come in and been an immediate impact. A lot of young talent out there for the U.S. to use. Shaw, just 21 years old. Heaps pokes it in. Trickles into the box, and getting there first is Katarine Tapia. Tapia went down in the first half, and it looks like she's ailing again here. The U.S. is doing really well with some tight passes, some quick combinations, but Colombia very quick to close in, even after they've been bested in one instant. Katarine Tapia down on the grass for the second time in this game. Now instructions being given to some of these young players. You see there Thompson, Shaw, and Moultrie. 21 years old, 21 years old, 20 years old. All of them fairly experienced though. Moultrie, the least of them, with 15 appearances with the national team, but Thompson already at 27, Shaw at 34. All of which counting this game. Really goes to show you the future generation going to be very well experienced by the time the reins is solely in their hands. Speaking of contributions in this game, Avery Patterson, so good. Sonnet's had her moments as well, and Emily Sonnet, you can call her Miss SheBelieves Cup because she's been a mainstay in this competition since it began. She's appeared on every single U.S. Women's National Team roster for this competition. So if things go well today for the U.S., she will be the only player to be a part of all 8 title-winning teams, of course. This is her 20th appearance in a SheBelieves Cup match. The only other person who even just has 7 SheBelieves Cup titles alongside Emily Sonnet, is former goalkeeper Alyssa Nair. So she's trying to be the only one at 8. And Moultrie. A lot of jockeying for possession there between 2 players who are now in the NWSL. I mentioned Carabali will be making her debut in the league later this season, or this year. I guess it's only really a week away. Boston Legacy get going. In Boston, see her adding tactical intelligence and versatility across the back line. Talking about Jorleen Carabali. After a couple of years in the WSL. Sears gets running. Able to bump off Caicedo. Caicedo certainly had her beat for pace there, but Emma Sears demonstrating that speed isn't the only attribute you need to be a striker. Thompson. Sears taps it inside, along for Heaves! Offside flag goes up anyway. Here's a look at this combination again. Lindsay Heaps just leaning ahead of that back line, trying to get a jump on the pass that was coming her way. In comes Valerin Laboa, subbing on for Manuela Pavi. Another one of those NWSL players, got signed by Portland last September. Signed from Deportivo Cali, where she debuted as a professional at just 14 years old. She's now 18, so still a young gun. So it's not just the US, though. Got some promising young prospects. As you can look on the other side, Caicedo at 21, Laboa at 18, Ana Guzman starting at 20 years old in the back line. Gisela Robledo at 22 up top. Patterson tried to cut it to Moultrie. Now Moultrie has it. Coffey lost the cross in. Manuela Aniegas able to knock it out of danger, at least in the immediate future. Rudd. Outright to Sears. Not one traveling too much distance. And out for a goal kick. And the Hayes. Gotta be happy with a lot of what is being displayed here by her side, but they're just coming up short in those final moments. A lot of credit can be given to Colombia for how ferociously they've defended in the desperate moments. But this could be a chance here. Once again, a much-needed tap keeps that from developing into something more dangerous, but it will be a corner kick. Get this crowd going here. It'll be Moultrie on the corner kick. Spinning into Rudd. That'll fall into the hands of Tapia. Finds Santos. Immediately denied by Coffee. Continuing to prove why she is a mainstay, or at least wants to be a mainstay in the middle of the pitch for this national team. Peeves heads it forward. Shaw carrying it along, hoping to connect with Moultrie. Fox with a dashing touch. Now to Sears. Emma Sears wheeling around the side. Cuts it back. Was looking for Moultrie. Caicedo takes a pull from Heaps. Over 22,000 in attendance for this game today at Harrison, New Jersey, at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Lots of people being treated to what's been a well-contested match. 15 more minutes plus stoppage time to go. Both sides still looking for something to separate them. Santos. Laboa will give chase. Step through Emily Fox there. Play will go on. Sonic. Nice find. Emma Sears will run it down. Sears. Plays it up top to Coffee. She lifts it in. And it'll bounce to Tapia. Not much harm in sight. Shaw. Slipping in for Moultrie. Olivia Moultrie! It deflects! Emma Sears will pick up the pieces. Now Emily Fox tearing in to Shaw. Rolls it out to Sears. Service inside. Action will stop. Jorleen Carabali down on the ground. It's been a barrage here in the second half in favor of the U.S. They have laid siege for now 30 straight minutes. But Angelo Marsiglia's side has held tight up to this point. And it looks like she just caught the back of the arm from Lindsay Heaps. She's back up again. They need to keep fighting. More minutes plus stoppage time in this one. Should the result hold as it is now, we will go to penalty kicks, which is the first in this year's edition of the SheBelieves Cup after 90 minutes. A draw will be a point for both teams with an extra point on the line for penalty kicks. We saw the first of its kind in the first game today. Canada winning on pens. Kaylin Sheridan making a couple of saves, being flogged too by her team after the victory. Then after that, though, there will be the trophy ceremony along with the announcing of the tournament MVP. A couple of your previous winners. Alexia Mateas, Rose Lavelle, Cario, Swanson, Sophia Wilson. Last year was Nina Tanaka. The selection committee along with a fan vote that helps determine who wins that award, so be sure to stay locked in here for the post-game pageantry to see not only, of course, a trophy being hoisted, but also to see a particular player be honored. It's going to be tough to choose if this result holds the way it is. Again, worth reiterating. Usually, sometimes MVP will go hand in hand with whoever wins the Golden Boot, but up to this point, nobody has scored more than a goal in these 6 matches. Which makes it then look, maybe you look at a goalkeeper, but neither goalkeeper in this game has had to do a particularly tough job, and I wouldn't say that's been the case for any of the 3 games for the U.S. in particular. Tapia rolls it over to the right-hand side of Caravalli. Up ahead it goes to Caicedo. Linda Caicedo, can she keep it in bounds? Just rolls away from her. Been a frustrating second half for Colombia. They haven't had a ton going forward. Teams, of course, competing for a trophy here, but also trying to build as they get closer and closer to 2027, which is where the Women's World Cup will be next. They'll be in Brazil. Caicedo turning around, trying to poke it up ahead of herself, looking to combine with Robledo. Moultrie. Keeps it squared over the left-hand side for Thompson. Now Shaw. Jaden Shaw. Finds Thompson. Thompson fires! A banger shot from Alyssa Thompson! A rocket off the crossbar! It was just a matter of time. They just kept poking, and Shaw finds her top of the 18. An exquisitely taken shot. Thompson, known to fire on these. That's why at just 21 years old, she's gotten the limelight the way that she has. It was going to take something pretty special. Something that was picture perfect. And Alyssa Thompson has done just that. Her 4th goal with the Stars and Stripes in her 27th cap. And it's got to be such a difficult thing. Alyssa Thompson, first high school player drafted in NWSL history, and was the first overall pick as well, going to Angel City at the time. She has had the eyes on her for years now, and she has continued to impress. Ball sent into the middle. Valerie Laboa, another young star, trying to offer a quick response. It's really the first moment that Colombia has had here in the entire second 45. And there's the celebration. Emma Hayes, fists in the air. Sweet relief, too. That tension just continually building as the game goes along. You're creating the moments. You're the side dictating the tempo, asking the questions. But with less and less time on the clock, you just start to wonder, is it ever going to come? Look no further than the smallest player on the pitch getting the job done for you. And here she is now. So with 5 minutes to go, the U.S. looking at, right now, a perfect run in this year's SheBelieves Cup. Now all that's left for them is to keep the clean sheets going, having shut out their last two opponents. And that'll be the end of the day for the goal scorer, Alyssa Thompson. In comes Janice Joseph for her fourth cap. You can go to the bench feeling pretty happy with yourself now that you've put your team in the lead. So with 5 more minutes to go, Colombia will be throwing everything they can at it now. They fought so valiantly up to this point to hang tight in this game. But at some point, the question begs, will it crack for even a moment? And it took a cracking goal from Alyssa Thompson. Going out, joke with her teammates on the sideline. Laugh about the banger she just scored. Pulling out the Cam Ward celebration, which has gotten so popular. At least I think it started with Cam Ward, but I don't know, sometimes these trends can originate from places that I just have no idea. American Outlaws and the rest of the fans in attendance, invigorated by that cleansing goal. Got some of the 99ers in attendance. That's a good way to honor Tobin Heath. She was such an electric player. Alyssa Thompson, certainly a player that adds some of that electricity herself to the game. Had some high voltage moments, including that one. Next time the U.S. will play in a match after this one is wrapped up is in April. They have a whole triple game series with Japan, which is going to be really exciting. Japan, the winner of last year's SheBelieves Cup, by the way. First one will be April 11th in San Jose. But boy, will that be an exciting series of matches to see. Once again, all in build-up to the 2027 World Cup in Brazil. Daniela Montoya, the captain for Colombia, currently plays there for her club. And she said it's hotly anticipated here. You can see the commitment they've made to women's football in recent years, which shines through in their national team, of course, but also in their clubs. The whole vibe surrounding the women's game is different because you can see the investment they've made at the youth level, talking about Brazil in particular. They're maintaining a high standard, but I'm really excited to see what the energy and the atmosphere looks like at that World Cup. Certainly could be one to remember, and these are two teams that have the capabilities to make it a really memorable year for them in particular. Joseph knocked out. Just been brandished by our head official, Demaris Diaz. That's been given to Patterson. Ball headed along by Heaves. Tapia gets to it. So it's rolled over to Wendy Onisia. Get 5 more minutes tacked on here, I'm told. 5 minutes separating the U.S. from winning their 9th, their 8th SheBelieves Cup title. 8 out of 11. Missed last year due to Japan, but of course has been a primary winner of this competition throughout the years. France, England, and Japan are the only 3 countries to have come into the States and won this competition. That's 3 pretty darn good teams, though, to have done it, so when it occurs, you tip the cap. Rushing down is Robledo, and that was a tight angle shot for her. Want to start this one off, letting the pacey Robledo get behind that ball. Does look like Emily Sonnet's going to be in a category all by herself. Only player with 8 SheBelieves Cup titles once this one concludes. Once again, at the final whistle, we will have some pageantry after the fact, so be sure to stay locked in here. Unsuccessful. Parental's choice hasn't had a ton to do in this game, which could be said about the previous match as well. Tough sometimes when you're trying to evaluate who your new goalkeeper number 1 is going to be when your defense is doing so well that they're not getting tested. Of course, there's some organizational responsibilities that a goalkeeper has in a game outside of stopping shots. Joseph, back to Moultrie, and Olivia Moultrie slides it wide. May have been a moment of hesitation there as both her and Jaden Shaw were running towards the ball. Yeah, I think that was just enough to break the focus for a moment. But Moultrie, still good shape on that shot. Would have been impossible to stop had it been just an inch or two further inside. Sonnet. Roll this one all the way back to Falentella's choice. Another way you can assess a goalkeeper outside of shot stopping, which is how well are they the ball at the feet. That was a crunchy collision there. Sonnet and Robledo. One more minute to go. Santos basically neutralized here in the second half. Not in any individual way, but because there wasn't a ton going forward for Colombia in general. The vice grip was just tightened by the U.S.